What's up, guys? Fissicks here, talking a little bit about my gear setup, add-ons I use, and my macros I use on my priest. So first off, Gladius. If you guys didn't know, this is a sample of Gladius right here. Just shows trinkets of teams, DRs, and who they're targeting. Pretty simple. You can just get most of these add-ons right from curse.com or wherever. Down here, this is a modified interrupt bar. I added things like scatter shot and shadow word death. I just basically have this for juking interrupts so I know when I can freecast and stuff. Another big add-on I use is called Lose Control. It's basically puts like stuns over top of the player or on you if you're stunned. Stuff like that. It puts it over your portrait or in your screen. Very configurable, and it's just easy to use. I really like it. Next one is Purge. I haven't really messed around with Purge so much. I just am starting to try it. Basically just announces in party chat when I dispel and what I dispel and stuff like that. Another one that I like to use is Snowfall Key Press. It's basically when I push down on a key, it uses it on push down instead of release. And I know like it used to be like that anyways. Like you can just do it in normal Blizzard UI now, but I like it when it lights up. So what's next? Oh, my macros. Macros are pretty easy to understand. I have a lot of kind of complicated ones. Let's show them to you real quick. Alright, so my big macros really that I have my armor swapping macro right here. All this basically does is if I ever want to switch armors from inner will to inner fire, if I'm facing like a melee cleave or something, it allows me to easily swap in between the two. Next one I have power word barrier. Just basically makes it so I can hit my keybind for power word barrier multiple times and it won't lose a little circle. It's pretty nice. But so there's that macro. These two macros right here are my Dispel macros, what I use for Magekidd and Zerks when we run 3s. And basically, I bind it to scroll wheel up and scroll wheel down on my mouse. And it's to target both of them. And then when I hold shift, it'll dispel either one. So basically, I can be targeting an enemy mage and dispelling my rogue and not have to drop target at all, which is really nice. Next I have Focus Shadow or Death. I use my cancel auras and shields only on my Focus Death macro. That's just always how I do it. My glove macros, I use the little rocket glove. I have a mind control macro, which basically hit it once, mind controls, hit it again, it'll cancel your mind control. So you don't have to like go up here and like click the buff or whatever. After that, I got an MD macro. Same thing with the power word barrier, makes it so the circle doesn't go away. Next I have Power Infusion for myself. This is good when I'm targeting anyone else other than myself and I want to power infuse just myself. Most of the time that's what I do. I don't really like giving it to my mage that much. Let's see. Desperate Prayer macro. I'll talk about this in a little bit, but basically I have Ruthless Gladiator Emblem. Increases your max health by like 21k, and then after that you cast Desperate Prayer, and the Desperate Prayer will hit harder, or heal harder, because you're going to have more health, and Desperate Prayer heals for 30% total health. After that, I got a Shadowfiend macro. This one's kind of crazy, but it basically just uses Shadowcrawl, and then if I hit it again, it'll dispel my pet. This is just a Shackle Undead macro, so it'll target the pet, start casting Shackle Undead, and then switch my target back to my previous target. Next one is just a simple wand macro. This makes it so if you hit your wand twice, it'll still not break the sequence of wanding. And my last macro, Fear Word. Basic, just Fear Word myself. A lot of games, well, I actually almost never put Fear Word up on myself at the beginning of a match, just because it can just be dispelled. Like, it's dumb. Now I'm going to talk about my gear. Now my gear is completely different from any other Disc Priest you will see. You find another Disc Priest with my gear, like, you won't find it. I've never seen anyone with this gear set this season at all. Basically what it is I'm a Disc Priest. I have no haste buffs right now, and I must have some kind of buff. Yeah, I have quickening and other stuff. Basically what I have 11.4% haste with my spec. I go 2 and 2 and 2 of 3 in darkness, because I still like keeping the 2 and 2 in inspiration. So I have that, and most priests don't go with Satin Helm, but I like it because I get the haste from it. And then all my like enchants, gems, haste, reforging, spirit haste, and I know what you're thinking, well, you're gonna have mana problems, right? Well, what counteracts for your mana problems that you'd assume is I have the Spirit Battle Master reforged in more haste, which gives me 244 spirit, which somewhat makes up for my reforging and such. And then I have Tsunami card. So that alone keeps me pretty good on mana. I usually don't have too much trouble. And then I reforge my crit on my weapon to spirit, just to help. I'm still not fully geared, like you said. I got Season 9 weapons yet. I only have one T2 for Season 10. And yeah, basically why I go haste, pretty simple. I just love being able to have really fast globals when it comes to dispelling mage, my rogue, other teammates, that kind of thing. Another macro I just remembered that I have is I have a Dispel Focus macro, just /cast target equals focus, Dispel Magic, really nice, and a Dispel macro for myself, just because my mouse, or my keyboard, is all sorts of messed up, and I can't use like my target self modifier and cast Dispel Magic anymore. Like, I used to be able to do it, but now I can't. So, I don't know. It's just like that. But here, I'll kind of show you guys like the kind of haste I can get with PI and all my haste gear that I have. Quick before I wrap up the video. And I will be making another video on how to modify interrupt bar. But yeah, this is why I love the haste, because I'm a really offensive player, and I like having tons of haste. Like, I'm just like soloing other fucking DPS. Okay, just from right there.